Kick off your boots, get cozy, and join the chat. This is Boot Buddies.
Welcome back, and you're watching Boot Buddies. Remember they used to do that on Disney Channel?
My Disney heart.
I hope everyone knows that. We didn't just look crazy.
Fingers crossed that you guys also watch Disney Channel.
Yeah. But yeah, we are watching
episode 2 today. Yeah, last time was a cliffhanger, right?
Yeah.
Who made it to training camp?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
let's see who makes it. I love this shot of the tunnel.
Yeah, it's very pretty. He likes it too.
He does too. It's like angelic.
It honestly kind of is.
I never noticed that sound before.
When you walked into the stadium, it didn't play in your head?
No. That's so funny. Here you're having a panic attack. Your heart is racing.
Judy looks great in that color. That lavender is her color.
Oh, there's you.
Stress. Yes, Reed.
I love that Victoria's smiling the whole time.
I know.
I'm panicking.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, yeah, I remember they called a bunch of rookies first. I was like, dang.
They called a lot of girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They kind of called Kelsey towards the end. I was like, huh? What's happening here? Or she was like middle.
Yeah, middle.
I did not miss this feeling.
Look, there's more of us already.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not that big yet.
Yes. I think this is around when we started realizing the numbers. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
All of us start looking around, counting.
Yeah. Ooh, like she doesn't know.
Yeah, look at all of us talking.
Yeah, everybody's like leaning over. And it's a tough job. That was a very emotional photo to take.
They're like, smile, smile, and all of us are like,
oh my God,
smiling through the tears, you know?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is the day before, like 1 or 2 days before finals, I went to run my solo for the last time, and I was there with Christina and Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting there talking about the different things that we bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, we were all nervous trying out again, but there's so many things that I thought Christina brought to the table that this cut seems so just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think it took everyone by surprise.
Yeah. Later on, when Kelly talks about being heart ready, Christina's someone who's like
100%.
someone very heart ready.
Yeah.
I think this countdown is so cool in the show.
I do like the countdown. A+.
America's
Netflix.
Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders.
Okay, I do think it's kind of hilarious, like Reese, when she was on this team, it was a lot of firsts for her.
It was a lot of firsts for her.
And didn't you room with her
in
when
Mexico.
we went to Cancun?
Mexico, yeah.
Yeah.
She's so innocent. She's the cutest little thing. She's literally like an angel walking this earth.
Yeah, I do feel like it was kind of like a culture shock for her, maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like being on this team, and there's so many things being thrown at you that I think a lot of people don't expect.
Yeah.
When they don't know about this team.
Mm-hmm.
But she handled it like a boss.
Yeah. The alumni. I love this alumni line going into first meeting.
I was literally looking forward to it so much to get to say hello to all the girls.
Wait.
Made it back.
Are we alumni? What's going on here?
We have the ring.
You got the ring.
I think that was what it said.
Wait, because those girls retired the year before, and they're in the line.
Yeah. They're so cute. Wait, there's Ashley.
Oh yeah.
She's so cute.
She's so cute.
Our boot
I
buddy
always
mom.
love first meeting because I love a good outfit. I love to dress up.
Me too. I bought a powder like blue suit for this, and I loved it.
Yeah, I wore orange. It was from Zara.
It.
I loved it. Love, love, love. This is one of my favorite things just because we get to dress up.
I just love like suits and good pants.
And I feel like growing up looking at DCC, I always saw their first
meeting outfits.
First meeting outfits, yeah.
That's true. Okay, this was kind of different because they did Barbies at this meeting versus the banquet.
Yeah.
What'd you feel? How'd you feel about that?
I'm gonna be honest, I think it was for the show. I do think solo talent is amazing, but I do think they should go towards girls that are on the team. I don't think that you should have a Barbie for a team you weren't even on.
Well, I do
happening.
remember somebody saying that they used to actually give them out at first meeting, and then them giving out at banquet was a new thing.
Interesting.
So I don't know, but I think I preferred it when they did it at banquet because I feel like it kind of wrapped up all of the awards all together.
And not only that, we all know each other. Like some of these rookies, we don't know them, so you don't even sometimes remember their solo.
Because this is like literally the first time we get to see them after finals.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that.
But cool. Congrats to them. And you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that's another difficult thing. To be your best every single day is not an easy task. You do put your whole life on hold to come here.
That's like understatement.
I feel like half of the battle is, well, for girls who come from out of town, is like being mentally present, because sitting in my alumni's house every single day as a grown woman and someone who has to be doing something, I
bet that was hard.
It was hard to sit there every day until practice, and that's all I had to do. And for a period of time, I didn't have a car. I would like go work out. I tried to get like a part-time job. It just.
You probably felt. Have you ever played Sims?
Yeah.
Like a Sims group up in the house, and then they like start going crazy.
I cannot believe they said, I like your outfit. You look cute.
This whole part is so cute. It's hilarious. Like, you look cute, and you look cute. Look at that. Look at that outfit.
What's that outfit?
That's so cute. That's adorable.
Oh, I always avoided being center.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm not that personality. It doesn't mean that I don't love to be included in things. It just, I don't love to stand in the center.
Yeah. I think it's funny because I don't think we had in our training camp this many moments of Kelly. No. Like I said, our year was a weird year. I feel like they were just our whole year trying to figure out what a year without CMT looks like, and also what's next versus necessarily like really focusing on our year. There we go. Look at that
Look at our long-legged group.
That's one thing that kind of surprises me when girls come to DCC and like haven't kicked as much, because while I do think it's a Texas thing. It's kickline is a specialty act. I would know it before arriving here.
Yeah, and honestly, like it's such a staple of DCC that
you're doing yourself a disservice by not
correct
researching and being informed and training yourself appropriately.
Yeah. But also, you know what surprises me is that they take girls into training camp that don't have good kicks at finals.
I don't get that. And then I saw a lot of people online like, oh, they only gave them a week, they only gave them 2 weeks. But they're saying they're cutting people after 2 weeks. But certain stuff is not changing.
No.
At our past 18, your flexibility, it's not changing. It's locked.
Yeah.
The muscles are locked into place.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere.
You cannot change your flexibility in 3 weeks.
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe if you would have started a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago, you could have done that. But I'm surprised. I'm surprised about that too. Whenever they take
because if we look at a trajectory, like the girls that they took into training camp last year, like our rookie year, and then the girls that they took into training camp this year, and then all the girls that they cut from training camp because of their kicks. It's always the girls that they took that did not have good kicks at the beginning.
In the beginning,
that they don't end up having good kicks at the end, because 4 weeks is not enough for a person to just magically have like no hamstrings. Do you know what I mean?
Not at all.
It's just not how it works. So.
It's not at all.
I feel like
especially with the additional stress you're putting on your body, learning all the other dances.
No.
Your muscles are doing the opposite, actually.
100%. They're tightening.
Yeah.
Yes. These girls are leaders. I mean, they run every practice.
They run everything. They deserve
more.
A lot more. They deserve a lot more.
They really do.
They run and lead everything and choreograph.
And they have like emotionally available for all of us. That's the one part that I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
These girls don't just lead our groups. They lead the team. They run the practices. They do cleans. I mean,
like and the mood of the practice is kind of based on how they lead it, you know?
Right, true.
It's a large task.
And then they have, they're responsible for their girls in their group, and it's a lot on their plate. This
breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting to say you're at when someone asks you for feedback.
Yeah. All the one-on-ones or mid-season meetings, they tell you, oh, you're doing great, and
They
then
never know
you
what to
ask
say
for
either.
feedback, and they're like, oh, you're doing great, and it's like, okay, well, I'm doing great,
Got it?
but what can I improve on? Be a better representative, but also a better performer for this team.
Better. No, I completely agree. And it's interesting to me after so long in their position, and not like to meaning share anything, but doing this for so long that they don't understand the value of giving feedback. Because in any job, you get
Yes.
feedback. You have a 90-day.
Every job I
check-in,
had a
you have
review.
You have a review, 90-day review. All
you
these
review
things.
yourself, and then your manager reviews you, and then you talk about things that are different, and then you talk about your goals in this organization. I feel like it is frowned upon to express desire, and I think that's harsh.
It is harsh. It is harsh because no one wakes up in the morning with no goal. Like you wake up in the morning and you have
Especially
a plan,
this
a
group of
set plan.
girls.
Especially this group of girls. We all have goals. We all want to be somewhere in life. We're not doing this for nothing. We're not waking up in the morning just like, oh, let me just go through the motions.
Because I feel like they handpick us because
Of
we
your
are so
ambition.
driven and we're so critical of ourselves. We're all perfectionists. We're all extremely driven and goal oriented, and then we get into this team. Yes, and then we get on this team, and then we have the desire to be like, oh, one day I want to be sideline sweetheart, or I want to do like what can I do to improve to be able to be worthy of that position? And it's not that like I want it over my friends, but I just want to know that I'm able to get to that point. You know what I mean? Because we're constantly trying to improve ourselves, and we're constantly trying to reach that next thing. Because that's who we are. That those are our personalities. We're extremely goal oriented.
Yeah, and I also think going back to like the age in the year and stuff, I don't think that with that in mind, who we are as women is accounted for enough, because I don't think it takes some people 4 to 5 years to get to the point where they can lead a group of women. And I don't think that it should be a requirement for you to stay that long before you start receive. Like Kelsey said, they didn't notice me till her 3rd or 4th year. I don't think
into her 4th.
Going to like that's ridiculous. I don't think you should
agree.
take that. Like you should be able to see potential in people, and you should feel free to reward that whenever. Maybe you should be rewarding rookies like crazy, but I feel like everyone else, if they have the talent and are deserving of that, then that should just be.
How I feel about that.
Then that should just be.
I just feel like there's so many girls on this team that have so many different talents that they're not utilized.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses, but we should be celebrated for our strengths and also utilized for our strengths.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I bring something different to the table than, for example, pick a person like Amanda out of our class, like you, for example. Even though I feel like we have kind of a similar personality, almost in a way, but we could be utilizing that strength in people. And I think that's the one thing that Kelsey did such an amazing job this year as leader, in my opinion, is she let girls who have passions about helping out on this team help out, even though like they weren't upper vets. Like she let me help with the video management and all those things. And I love doing that because I love to organize. That's what I do for a living. I feel like we should be celebrating and letting, no matter what year you are, to be included in things like that versus being like, no, you're a first year, you're a second year, you're a third year. Like you cannot do that. Like I feel like that's not what this organization's about.
Agreed. And I also think there's nothing wrong with coming and being like, look, tell me what it is, tell me what it ain't. Like there's
and it shouldn't be frowned upon. Like it shouldn't be taken as we're being selfish. Like we truly want to know, like, what are we not excelling at and what are we excelling at?
But I have a hard time wrapping my head around like this, like sometimes the mindset behind it, because spending 4 to 5 years of your lifetime in something is like, you should be selfish with your time. It is your time. It is literally your life.
Especially if you're older. Like
Especially if you're older.
I don't think I will physically be able to do this for 5 years.
Yeah.
So for me, the time that I have on this team is so precious, and I want to experience and utilize it and grow as much as I can as a person, as a friend, as a teammate, and as a performer.
Yeah.
Exactly, better than they last saw me. Like, I hate how much she has to so gently tiptoe around that question.
But I'm so happy she asked it.
I do too.
Because I think so many of us would not have.
I think she should have. She's such a big part on this team that I think she deserves to know their honest opinion, whatever it may be. That's such a big answer. I'm sorry. Yes.
I would be like, I feel confused.
Yeah.
I'm
Say that
confused. You know that from Euphoria goes, you're confused. I'm confused.
I think we're all confused.
I'm
I
confused.
think we're all walking away from this meeting with different understandings.
Different understandings.
And
Totally
that's
different
where-
things.
Okay, let's list down the action items. Who got what?
Who got what?
Because I think we're not on the same page.
And I also think it's weird to then kind of express more truthfully as soon as she walks out
Like,
the room.
you should have just told her,
Yeah.
exactly what you thought. But, we're not going to be the same. I'm not. God, if I showed you a video of me at 18 dancing, you would be like, who's that?
Oh, same.
Is there a video of you dancing? Yeah.
So eloquent. She speaks this so well.
I would have loved to have her as a teammate, especially another person in their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different experience trying to get through this team and perform at the same level. It's just mind-boggling. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like, wow, what I would give to have your hips.
What I would give to have your hips, yeah. Me too.
And be able to do this for more years, The thing that I don't know if a lot of people understand when people audition for this team, like outsiders, is that we all come from very different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Like, I come from a contemporary background, and doing DCC style is like relearning all my muscle memory, like where my body should go and how it should go, and it takes time.
It does take time. And something about palm dance really tricks people up.
I did not know that they did this.
I feel like that is
with like the pyramid and who's up where.
And the people they just call for bottom tier, I feel like we're always so far from the bottom. I'm confused.
I know. Coming out of training camp or being in training camp our rookie year, I built up such a stamina because we had to get up and dance so many times. This year, I felt like as a veteran, you sit so much. And then they're like, veterans, get up, do Thunderstruck. And you're like, I don't think I have the stamina for that.
Yeah. Like, I haven't danced at all today, actually.
Yeah. She is fun to watch.
It's rare that you get a compliment, and it feels so good when you do.
Oh, look at us. Shaking our booties
Little
next to
tush.
each other.
Funny thing is, going into my second year, I took my photo with a wig. And it was a massive wig. It's like,
oh my God, wait, I remember
it's
that.
like this big.
I remember that.
And the thing is, I thought they only saw that picture once. But now that they're sitting on the table, Kally and Zhenya were probably like, what is going on with you?
Yeah, what is
going on there?
Funny. That is so funny. Yeah, see, I had no idea that this is how they did the system. That is so interesting.
I remember that from CMT. But who knows if that even actually happened our rookie year, since there was no show, Oh, yep, there's me and my wig. Oh, the strugglers might struggle.
Struggle, okay?
Strugglers might struggle.
Maybe if we had some kind of more detailed feedback, then we could work on those things throughout the year, or, at least realize, like, maybe I'm not wanted here.
Yeah.
And then make that decision for yourself.
Make that decision. I think all vets should be given the grace to make that decision for themselves.
Yeah.
And just having like experience from other teams. Yeah. Other team.
Just out of respect for us.
Out of respect for us, I think veterans should be given to make that decision. Yeah. You should at least say, hey, we're concerned. Now, whether I decide to heed your warning or not, that's on me.
Yeah.
But at least you could give me one.
And right, like, obviously we don't know what conversations they do have with people and then they don't, but I think I think even Kelly mentioned that the vet cuts this year were hard.
Yeah, she said sometimes it's just like scores.
Yeah.
I love this dance when we first learned it, and now I'm like...
It's kind of funny that our actual touchdown dance is so short.
Yeah, but this is so long.
Our extra point for the 1 point is like 8 minutes long.
8 minutes long is crazy.
I feel like it should be reversed.
I remember when Haley would come in. It was okay. It was one of our last rookie practices, and rookies stayed in the middle, but we were all like around the star on the field because we just were trying to not be the person in the middle that she comes and grabs. God, it was so awkward.
Oh,
I also think it's tough to do cuts when vets are not there because we don't get to say goodbye, we don't get to console, we don't get to hug.
I agree.
And some of these girls, you don't. I mean, unless you hang out with them outside, you don't really see them.
I agree. She is a ray of sunshine.
She is. I spoke to her finals before solo, and she's like, I'm just going to go and do my best. Because we were watching everybody do their tricks and stuff, and I was like, yeah, girl.
No.
I ain't doing that either. She's like, I'm just doing my best. I was like, me too. I appreciate your positivity.
The first few cuts probably are the easiest for them when we get to the later cuts, and I guess maybe they'll show them in the later episodes, but those are the ones that start become like...
Yeah, it's tougher for sure.
Yeah.
One thing that I was surprised about, and I consider myself to be someone who's very aware, but I didn't realize in training camp that the first two cuts were women of color. And watching this back, it was very interesting because I feel like there's a lack of... there is a lack of diversity on our team, and I think there's no getting around that. But
yeah,
being there, I understood, and hearing the feedback that Kally and Judy were giving in real time, I understood this decision. It just sucks that this is the way it panned out.
Yeah. It is hard because, like, America is made up of a lot of different nationalities. And so when you talk about, like, diversity, I feel like it's not just diversity of, like, color. It's also, like, nationalities.
Yeah. I also think, obviously, you have to put into fact who's coming to your audition.
Yeah.
But for DCC, it's different for me because of our marketing and our recruiting. Like,
well,
DCC,
I think that's why they tried to recruit more internationally this year.
I think that was because of this.
But also, if you think all other international girls left the team.
You?
Yeah, but me and Rebecca.
Rebecca
and
Ellie. This.
You.
Me.
And Darian.
And Darian. That's true.
I mean, sometimes I feel like they go and they look for the best
type.
dancer, right?
But I feel like if they are going to a lot of these colleges and stuff, if you look at college dance teams that are going to national and stuff, they have it in diversity.
Right.
I think, unfortunately, it's not being picked and recruited to this team. When I look at the marketing of DCC, I wouldn't necessarily think that's the place for me.
But maybe there are recruiting and those girls are looking at DCC in previous years and thinking, like, that's not the place for them.
And that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
I think marketing is a huge part because, like, if you look at other NFL teams, like the Raiders popped off this year. And even within our team, I don't even think we show as all the girls as much as we should, on like social and marketing and stuff. But
we
on
have
other
the group that
gets
picked for that.
But I feel like other teams, it's diverse in that fact. Different game, different girls, and
I do
their
agree
photos.
That, like,
they're getting so many.
I agree. I feel like just watching the Raiderettes and how their social media's been, like you said, popping off. They showcase so many girls on their team, and they let different girls take the spotlight.
Yeah,
and they interchange them, especially for different dances. Like if it's more of a jazz, they let the more jazzy girls be up front. It's not so much, I think, and I'm just assuming, but just based on their marketing, I feel like I'm seeing different faces all the time.
Yeah.
And
I think that's one thing DCC doesn't attract that because they're not putting that out.
No.
And people essentially are going to gravitate towards people who are, in a sense, like-minded.
Right.
In essence.
I completely agree. But I'm not as familiar with other NFL teams,
But Dolphins is in Miami, so I feel like we had a lot of, white girls, a lot of Latinas, and then as far as black girls, it was kind of similar to DCC, but I think it's different because we had a mix of black and brown and then white,
Yeah.
So it was overall a little bit more diverse.
And I will say, like, looking at our squad photo, because a lot of people bring it up and, like, they talk about our squad photo throughout the year, and they're like, oh, there's so many blondes. I counted. There was exactly the same amount of blondes as there were, like, darker hair colors. So I think, like, when you look at a picture, the colors were even. There's just not so much you can do with a variation of blonde. Like there's blonde. There's strawberry blonde.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I think that's still like white girls and a few black girls.
But that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean, you know?
Yeah. But I think I attribute that to their marketing and recruiting, and it needs improvement, and that's just that.
And maybe you should encourage girls to audition.
And I do think I think there's a lack of talent. I think there's a lack of talent coming to DCC. I think, like I said, their recruiting could be better as well, and I think the opportunities are available for everyone now. So go get your training on and show up because they need you. This made me really sad.
Yeah.
It made me really sad because I've done this.
I mean, I think every single one of us does this. I mean, this whole topic is so relatable, I think, for a lot of us in terms of struggling with body image. But to speak to weight, specifically on this team, I will say that I get more fit and skinnier in the off season because I'm actually have time to take care of my body.
Yeah.
And I can have a more regular sleeping schedule. I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I can prioritize and have time to actually cook myself healthy meals. When it comes to being on this team, I think I'm eating on the go all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't actually get to, that's just me, but I cannot eat before practice because then I feel like it's all sloshing around when I'm dancing for 3 or 4 hours. Mm-hmm. So then I eat when I get home, but that means I ate so lunch.
Late, yeah.
And then I'm starving. And then right before I chug an energy drink to get myself through this practice or eat candy. And then I come home and I'm like energized and I don't feel like eating a whole meal before I go to bed. So then I'm like eating a bag of edamame.
A bag of edamame.
No, seriously, it's like what was my go-to frozen edamame.
Yeah, my weight was up and down a good bit, and my rookie season, I lost my period for a solid amount of the season from being underweight, I'm assuming, stress. I think that I come across very calm, cool, and collected, but I was stressed out. And
I think you and I both, when we stress, we kind of like close in on ourselves.
Yeah, it's like,
and it just becomes like a more like silent feedback versus like it being very outward.
Yeah.
And
then my second season, I was a little softer, and everybody on Instagram let me know too. So that was great.
And what sucks too, because it's like, well, I feel like we can't actually take care of our bodies while we're in season because the free time that I do have, I spend
getting my hair done.
Yeah, getting my hair
buying
done.
My makeup.
Yeah. Doing my nails, like making sure I'm ready for the steam.
Trying to sit down with my boyfriend for once.
Yes. As we go through the season, we're not actually taking the time to condition. We're just running through the dances. What I mean condition is like, you know, remember when you were a dance company or a dance, like you have training days.
Yeah,
just like football players have gym days, like where they're working on.
Or even kicking. We don't kick during the season. We go out there on game day and just whip it out there.
Whip it out.
Yeah.
And, I mean, on drill team, when we were practicing for competition, we would kick starting from September, a certain amount of 8 counts, and every week until competition, we would add an 8 count, and we kicked every day. Every day.
That's a lot.
And I feel like what happens to me, and I feel like that's why we have a lot of injuries, is because I'm not just losing weight, because all we're doing is cardio.
Yeah.
I'm losing all my muscle.
Because you're not conditioning, yeah.
And then when we go to kick and do jump splits, I don't have any build up muscle and strength. I'm just like a conditioning noodle at that point. And
then when I went to PT, they were like, "Oh my God, you're so weak," and I'm like, "Cause I don't have no time. I have no time. This is it."
I know. I did when I tore my hip at the end of our rookie season in our freaking Technique Tuesday, the first one. Because we decided to do Russians. When was the last time I did a Russian in this whole season?
Oh yeah, I remember one Technique Tuesday. I was like, I am going to break. I'm gonna rip my Achilles. Reese bust out laughing. I was like, I'm literally going to rip my Achilles if I do this. I haven't done this in forever.
And I went to PT, and Jess was doing that whole measurement test, and all of this was in decent shape, but my glutes and my hammies were like non-existent muscles. And she's like, "No wonder you tore your hip."
The thing where you have to like lower yourself on your knees all the way down.
I just face planted.
He was like, wait, I forgot my PT's name, but he was like, You want to try again? I was like,
I was
I don't
like,
think it's
"No."
gonna be
I
any
think I
better.
just pulled a hammy doing that. Is what I think just happened.
It's not gonna be any better.
Okay, trying on the uniform.
Love.
That was such a special moment. You can look at all their
I was
faces.
so nervous for this moment, and I thought so hard. What am I gonna talk about with Kelly?
Oh, I was worried about fitting into the uniform more than
Stop
about the
it.
conversation. Yeah. Because this is when I was getting off, what happened, and after sitting
Oh yeah, so you weren't
bedridden for 4 weeks.
You look great to be sitting in bed for 4 weeks.
Thank you. You're very kind. Wait, that's it? That's episode 2?
It. They're just done.
Dang. Okay, alright, so we just did uniform fittings. Okay.
I love this angle right here of these two in bed together.
This
It's so
is
funny
hilarious.
to me. How's your
How's your
day?
day?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow on all the things.
Yes. And continue watching with us as we watch the rest of the season.
Yep.
Cheers to second episode.
Cheers to the second episode. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.